watching? Tell me who's watching? Who's watching me? I'm just an average man with an average life.
Hey guys, it's Freak here. I don't normally get too political on my YouTube channel, but every once in a while there's just something that quite frankly pisses me off. And this one here is about Obamacare. I got an email from a good friend of mine that I've known pretty well most of my life. Yes, he is against Obama. I mean, I didn't vote for the guy. I didn't vote for Obama. This guy didn't either. You know, but that's the country that we live in. You know, people will vote how they feel to vote. Quite frankly, Obama's not my president. I don't even refer to him as the president. I refer to him as a jackass in the White House. That's my personal opinion. Anyway, this email that I got was about the National Association of Realtors talking about Obamacare. Basically, that if you sell your house after 2012, you, the seller of the house, will pay almost a 4% sales tax on it. So basically, that's $3,800 for a $100,000 home. Me personally, yes, I just bought a house here, not too long ago, and that's pretty much the asking price of my house is about $100,000. So that means if I decide to sell my house next year, if I have my house paid off, which I don't yet, if I decided to sell my house next year, that means me as the seller, out of my total asking price of $100,000, I'm paying out $3,800. And basically it's saying that this is going to take effect in 2013. Why 2013? And his email says, could it be so that it doesn't come to light until after the 2012 election? So this is the change that we can believe in. Okay, well, personally, I'd like my change back. And here it also says, under the new health care bill, all real estate transactions will be subject to the same 3.8 sales tax. So that means if you're a realtor or, if you're a homeowner, if you're a homeowner and your home is worth $400,000, that means you pay $15,200 in sales tax. This bill is going to be screwing the people that are retiring. This year, next year, the following year. Anybody 65 or older who is retiring is going to get screwed on this because more often than not, people who retire say, people who have their house, they paid off, it's paid off, it's worth about $100,000, okay, give or take. It's worth about that. 9 times out of 10, when somebody retires, they like to sell their home and downsize to something a little bit more comfortable, so it's not as much upkeep. They don't have to worry about mowing their lawn or fixing something if it breaks. So a lot of times what they'll do is they'll go buy a condo or rent a house just so they don't have to worry about the upkeep, which is understandable. Because if you're 65 and 9 times out of 10, if you're 65 or older, you really don't want to have to worry about that sort of thing. So basically, people didn't know about this. Like, says, oh, you weren't aware that this was in the Obamacare bill. Well, you're not alone. There are more than a few members of Congress that weren't aware of it either. And it's got a sign on here that says you can check it out at, the site is www.gop.gov/blog/10/04. And actually, you know what? I'll put it in the description below so you can check it out for yourself. And now, yes, me personally, I am against Obama. I did not vote for the guy. He's not my president. And quite frankly, I believe he needs to get out of office. I have another opinion about it, but I'm not going to say it on a video because it's not very tasteful. So again, let's get Obama out of office. I'm not saying that as a racist thing. Color of the skin has nothing to do with me. I'm equal opportunity. I have no problem with anybody. And another topic, same political. Me personally, I have no problem with somebody who wants to come to this country, for the freedom of religion. Yes, as a country, we have the freedom of speech, the freedom of religion, and most of the time, tolerance. So I have no problem with somebody who wants to come over here from Iraq, Afghanistan, Iran, Japan, China, wherever they're coming from, I have no problem with them as long as two things. I have two stipulations with them coming over here. One, they do it legally. Become a citizen, pay your taxes just like the rest of us. And two, learn English. Nothing wrong with being bilingual. If you speak Spanish, Japanese, Chinese, whatever, nothing wrong with knowing more than one language. Some people know 9 or 10 different languages, and there's nothing wrong with that. As long as the country you're in, you speak the main language they speak. So if you come over to America from Mexico, Japan, it doesn't matter where you come from, as long as you learn English, or at least know English, know enough to get by. If you're in the comfort of your own home and you're going to speak Spanish to your kids or Japanese, whatever language you speak, there's nothing wrong with that in your own home. And you can even do it in public. But the challenge with doing it in public is, well, okay, for example, I was in Walmart the other day, and I was just doing some basic shopping, just getting a few groceries, milk, cereal, a few basics. And there was this family of Spanish people. I don't know if they were actual, if they're Mexicans or they're, from Texas or wherever. Because where I live in Minnesota, every summer we get a lot of people come up from Texas for work, which is okay. There's nothing wrong with that. The challenge I had with it is, as soon as I walked by, all of a sudden they got real silent. And then when I was in the next aisle, I could hear them start talking Spanish again. Well, and I'm sure a lot of people have had that same experience where you don't speak the language, you don't understand what language they're talking, and what if they start talking about you? Well, quite frankly, I can see that as rude, which is why it's nice to speak the language in public. If you want to speak it in your own privacy of your own home, your native language, that's fine. But anyway, getting back on topic, and I'm not even sure where I was. Talking about Obamacare. Basically, we need to get him out of office. The guy is immoral, socialist asshole, forgive my language, but, basically he is trying to take away all our freedoms. He's trying to take away, he's trying to rewrite the Constitution in his own image. That seems like an egotistical son of a bitch to me. He's trying to take our guns, he's trying to take away a lot of our freedoms, and I saw a video the other day of him at the inauguration. Everybody else is, saying the Pledge of Allegiance or singing the national anthem. Most of us as Americans, whenever that comes about, we take off our hats, put our hand over our hearts, be respectful. This guy is just standing there with his hands in front of his crotch like he's got a boner or something. How disrespectful can you be? If we don't respect our country, if you don't respect our flag, if you don't respect our morals, why the fuck are you in the White House? Seriously. So, that's my rant for the day. We've got to get this jackass out of office. Me personally, I plan to vote Ron Paul in 2012. I hope you will too. And legally, it's your right to vote whoever the hell you want to vote. But personally, I personally believe that if you vote Obama again in 2012, I personally think you're a fucking moron. Okay? Like I said on my Facebook page, I have a picture on there that says, if you voted for Obama in 2008 to prove you weren't a racist, please vote for someone else in 2012 to prove you're not a moron. And that is my personal belief. We need to get Obama out of office, and in my opinion, the only choice is Ron Paul. So, anyway, that's my rant for the day, and we'll see you next time.
Who's watching? Tell me who's watching.